Everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about Chainlink, wild predictions. We're going to look bullish, we're going to look bearish. People enjoy these. Let's go. So welcome everyone. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell button, like, comments, all kinds of good stuff. It really does help the growth of the channel. Now, thank you very much. I have over 8,000 subscribers. I love you all. Thank you very much. Little love out and all that good stuff. Please do follow me on Instagram. That is a brand new account. I'm trying to get it over 100 followers. Please do. There's 8,000 of you, for fuck's sake. Come on, get it going. Now, Chainlink, a wild prediction. This series is quite interesting. I've got some other videos on there. Check out the playlist. Now, I put my head on the line. Put my head on the block, essentially. Why is my Siri working? I don't know. Go away, you heap of shit. Anyways, we're going to talk about it. Sorry, the room is a bit dark. I've got my lights on. It is the north of England. It's not the greatest in the world. We're going to talk about this bad boy, Chainlink. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the fundamentals of what it is and how it kind of works, but it's a smart contract, real-time data, events, payments, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. There's other videos on my channel in terms of how to explain what Chainlink is. Is it a good investment? Who's in it? What research capabilities should you look for? All kinds of stuff like that, and obviously partnerships, etc., etc., etc. So that's that done. I don't need to talk about it too much. If you are new to the space and you want to research into coins and stuff, it's the best thing you can ever do is go to multiple places to find information, jump in the communities, all kinds of good stuff, see if it's any good. Use cases required, obviously, and then go from there. Obviously, buy low. Now, in terms of charts, this is the Chainlink chart on daily. I'm going to show you how I kind of do predictions on the daily time frame. The way I do it, I don't use wicks because it's a bit odd with cryptocurrency. It's very, very subjective. When you got a massive wick to the upside, it's like, oh god, it doesn't give you the best possible data. We always like to look for long-term projections on the daily time frame and see where these can go. If you're using wicks, it could be a matter of like it properly throws out your chart completely. So just be mindful of that if you're doing predictions. So for example, before I did like a crazy prediction before, just as a bit of a warm-up. And using the wicks, it was like 23 cents as a potential prediction. Using the bodies, it's totally different. It's a lot better, more realistic anyway. So let's have a look at a few things. So in terms of structure, I've got some daily levels and I've got some weekly levels. I've got 3 weekly levels. Obviously, you can see here. That's a bit too far away. Come on. There you go. Obviously, thickness is in terms of like the basis of what's kind of there. Simple as that, really. So we've got a middle range, a high range, and a low range as it stands in the data that we've got. You can kind of see they're really obvious in terms of turning around. On the daily, you can see them, but on the weekly time frame, you look at them, they're like really obvious. They're like, yep. We could put one in the middle, but there's daily levels, so there's no real point. Anywho, I'm waffling. So we're going to use a Fibonacci mainly as a potential area and obviously market structure. In terms of wild predictions, this is an all-time high. Here on the 4th of March, this is the official all-time high. Wahey, Kushti. So all-time high level is there. Now, market structure, basic information for you. We have not formed a higher high. Obviously, you can see here, we're done. It went mental, right? When you started breaking above this level, it was obviously going to go incredibly bullish. And when you get like obviously beyond this point at the time, blue sky breakouts. It could go anywhere the hell it wants. We haven't formed a new higher high, so we've went up to the highs. We cataclysmically dropped off a fucking cliff, and then we went. Now let's have a little look and see where we are in the grand scheme of things. I'm going to put my Fibonacci on here now. We're going to go body to body though. Okay, body. Boo. We have literally stopped to turn around at the 786 levels, give or take. If I do this though, bear with me, wait for it. It's on the nose when you do the wicks, but I don't want to do that. The reason being, the predictions of the extension is absolutely crazy when you do it on the wicks. But the degree of sentiment is there, but in terms of that, it's close enough. In my eyes, it is definitely close enough to give you a bit of information. when you're looking at the likes of the 4-hour time frame, you can see that that is a resistance level. Okay, it is on that daily level as well, so it has confluence. And looking at the 618 in terms of where it's kind of been, so in terms of this, we shot down, we bounced back up, went up to these levels. These acted as obviously resistance and support. It bounced back up, it went up, support, 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 bang. So in terms of that, it's 6 and 2 threes in terms of what you want to use reliable. Do you want to use the wick for the 786 as a point to make your TA look amazing, or do you want a degree of bounces on the 618 to show that it is actually resistance or support and it has actually held? That's what I would rather do. So you can see here, resistance, resistance, went through, broke down, resistance, bang, cool. That is what I'd rather do in my honest viewpoint. So, hello, where are we? So, there we go. Perfect. Absolutely kind of perfect. Bear with me. God, this is the only thing about daily charts. You've got to try and get it on the nose if you can. There we go. I'm happy with that. I don't know if you are. Let me know if you are. So, this is where we are. Market structure, happy days. Now, we've got market structure at the bottom here. Cool. Happy days. $1.77. We've got market structure at the weekly, the 0382. $2.89. We've also got market structure at the $3 region, $3.60, which is obviously highlighted with this. If I go to the 4-hour time frame and I zoom out a little bit and I put my crosshair on here, we've got a lot of market areas in and around this level. If I can just make sure you can zoom in a little bit, where it is, there it is. So you can see here a lot of areas here where it's closed. You can just see faintly, if I look in the middle of this region, this is where the 618 level is, in and around where these body closures are, where it's a bit random. So in terms of market structure, it's absolutely pivotal that you put it on your chart so you can understand and see certain things. But we're going to do a bit of a prediction now where this, I think, is going to fall bearish. If I zoom out, you'll probably start to see it very, very soon. There's a level here, 86 cents. Now I'm going to put my crosshair on this, absolute to a T on this level. So 86 cents is your wild prediction for the bears. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to label the chart up and we're going to go with it. Okay, we're going to put that on there. 86 cents as a potential wild prediction level. Oh, can't spell. Not good. So that is a huge drop. Huge drop, huge level, and that is where you could look at accumulating there. If you are not confident enough to buy, look at $1.50. Simple as that. Your next best alternative is a wild area of where you can jump back in, $1.50. And I'll leave this on my chart as well, by the way, just so we can come back to this at a later date. So we'll look at the $1.50 levels in and around where this weekly zone is, key psychological level. So there you go. So those are your two areas for the bears, right? You bears. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to do the opposite side. We're going to do the flip side of this, where we're going to look at potentially where we could go pre or post even all-time high, which is kind of where we kind of want it to be. We're looking at an extension here where it's kind of invalid in terms of the bodies, but in terms of the wick, sorry, but the bodies is actually holding. This is like a 1-to-1 retracement extension, which could play out in the long term if the structure doesn't fall too low, which kind of invalidates it in a way. So it's kind of a hard one to kind of see, but I'm just going to put a very, very simple Fibonacci retracement on this, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do an extension due to what I just said there, because it kind of invalidates, it's kind of pointless, it's counterproductive. But what we're going to do here, we're going to do the opposite way around. We did the bounce, the harder version, to see where we could go. So essentially what the structure was on that previous one, just to give you an insight with arrows, we've obviously dropped massively, right? This is a retracement of the rally. We went up to here. Now, if it fails, downward targets is obviously like this. That would then create a continuation of the downtrend. It would just form a continuation of the downtrend. This is obviously the start of the downtrend. This is it. relief rally, continuation, trend line, all kinds of stuff, and we'll just carry on going down in that way. Okay, does that make sense? Hope it does. So that is kind of how that will kind of program itself. If we're going to go bullish though, we will go up, we will retrace the move, but bounce somewhere, hit a level, and then we'll form a higher high, and then potentially moon off from those higher highs, and then form into continuation of a bullish trend. Make sense? Hope it does. If you want to learn some starter stuff, check out the cards. Anyways, we're going to do a very, very simple retracement. Now, all I'm going to do here, I'm going to delete that Fibonacci to make it simple. I'm going to delete these arrows because I don't want to congest the chart, but what we're going to do is going to show you what the other side of the coin is. We're going to again go from body to body. Now, if this is the top, this could be the top, by the way, could be the top. If it is, we will retrace at some point and we will come down. What will happen here potentially is we will drop from this level here. We could go to here, we could go to here, we could go to here. We could also go down and hit my levels. If it hits my levels, it invalidates the entire move because we've broken structure. We've gone below the 1-to-1 ratio. I hope that makes sense. So, best case scenario, you potentially got a $2.80, which is weekly levels. You've also got this daily level here, which could be coming to play, but you got $3.15, all kinds of stuff like this in these levels, right? Just imagine we go to the 618, for example, and we will then retrace the continuation of the trend and look to break out of this level. This level here is key. If it doesn't break out of here, yeah, probably won't work. If it does, chances are we're going to go to this weekly level, which is just above where this target is. $4.69 is a potential area, which, by the way, just below all-time high. So look at $4.69 as a potential target. I'll put the capitals on, which is cool. Okay, in and around this level. But the moon one, the main moon one that you'd probably look for as a short-term area is the $5.38 region levels. But it could also go a lot higher. It could also go a lot higher because I want to show you something in a second where it could go longer term. Okay, so those are potential targets there. Let me just move that up to that level there so you can kind of, it makes sense. So if you're looking at these, I'm going to leave these arrows on here. You could do an extension. Now these extensions are kind of key. If you're going to do an extension and say it does go down to this weekly level and we're going to put extensions on this, we could start forming a different barrier going even longer north, which could be quite fun. Bear with me. Let me just get the extension tool out. So wave 1, wave 2, boom, into that bottom region. That could be an area. They kind of collaborate a little bit in terms of where the 618 is. Weekly levels, obviously you got this one not far away from where that target is. But when you start looking a bit higher and looking at the likes of the 1.68 from, if this, by the way, is very, very subjective, it hasn't happened, but if that is going to bounce off roughly the 618 levels, which it could do, give or take, or even the weekly levels, whatever, if it goes from the weekly levels, it kind of adds up a bit better in terms of some of my targets. But in and around this region, if it does continue the trend north, as in it retraces, it carries on, the 618 levels is at $7.35 region. So we're just going to put $7 target as a potential moonshot. Okay, it could also go a lot higher, so I'm going to put that at $7 just to be conservative. It's a round number as well, but you can also see it could go high. It could go to $10. It can also go to $13 and even $14, $15. So there you go. That is today's video done. I hope that kind of makes sense with terms of certain Fibonacci levels and retracements and stuff like that. I'm going to leave this on my chart to kind of see if it actually plays out. Who knows? Either way, but you got bearish and bullish. I will remove these randomness now. But that is just using the extension. Now, again, I want to warn you, these may never happen. They're predictions. But if you're in and around those regions and you're kind of getting a bit excited about it. So, for example, if Chainlink goes down to $2 and you're getting excited, dollar cost average into it a little bit. If you're looking to sell, use these as potential areas to scale out your position. If you're looking to take profits, there's no harm in doing it just before all-time high. No harm in doing it after all-time high, where pressure of the bulls will kind of, they'll fail a little bit. But if it starts moonshotting and goes FOMO crazy, look at $7 as a potential area, because it is still a massive amount when you consider how high this is. However, if you've got entries in and around $2 and it goes up to $7, absolute crazy. So just be mindful of that. But again, this is not financial advice. This is all done through charting analysis in terms of basic stuff. But what I will say is this $7 region is very subjective. It hasn't happened because we haven't retraced. If this retraces and it does bounce and it starts going one way, and say for example it's hit the bottom and it's starting to go up and it's trying to reclaim what this level is, do a simple fib extension, see where things could potentially go in terms of that, and then look to take out profits at those levels. But again, if we shoot below this level here, this line here, basically the $1.70 region of the body closure, or this weekly level, these validations will be probably gone. They'll be very unrealistic, and you'll have to wait for another setup for it to try and look towards those levels. But if you are looking to buy in, some great low levels here potentially, but that is a wild one. 86 cents is absolutely wild. $1.50 is a good psychological level with the weekly level where we've tapped a few times. Not a bad place to chuck your money in, let's be honest. But again, these levels also have a degree of information where it could be tapped at some point. So there you go, video done. Enjoy.